Yo, what's up? We're back with another episode of the No Money Spent. So for today, it's more of a progressional video with collections. We're going to start completing our first set of collections, and we'll go over all the teams that we were able to finish up. And that's really it, to be honest. Pretty much all collections for today. But before we start off with that, we do got to open up one pack, which will help us with collections. And that is this spring breakout pack. So with this one right here, you have to do that showdown 4 different times so you can get all 4 of these cards, but you're doing it for a collection. So we'll pick up this last player that we need and then go on to all the collections that we have or that we're going to finish up. We got live series collections, we got some legend and flashback collections. Really quick, let me see if we got any of these. No, we do not. Second half heroes, don't have any of those. All-star, we got 7. Now we only have 5. Jolt series, we're still only at 5 too. But with the spring breakout, now that we did that showdown 4 times, we were able to get the last 3 cards that we needed, and that is going to get us this collection reward in Leodalis De Vries. So looks like a solid shortstop, can also play second. Has 81 contact versus righties, 75 versus lefties, 60 power versus righties, 82 versus lefties, gold tier defense, 79 speed. Honestly, we do have to start ranked seasons. This is probably going to be the team that we start off with, in our first ranked seasons game. So I guess that'll be like our first gameplay, but we do got this De Vries card now, and 87 overall doesn't look bad. Next thing we have is the pipeline. So with pipeline, a lot of these cards you can get for free, pretty much just from playing the game. We got some of these from Diamond Quest. And again, Diamond Quest is going to be a great way to get these rewards, and sell them if you want to make some extra stubs. If you really are trying to build up your stub count, Diamond Quest is the way to go, because you can get Schultz, you can get Bazana, and a couple of these other guys multiple times. So other players that we got, a lot of them just come from the packs we were able to earn for free, because there's a lot of packs that you just get from programs, and I think Team Affinity gives you some. I don't even remember, but programs give you some. Team Affinity might. Some of these conquest boards give you these. So whenever you're getting these pipeline packs, open them up and just hold on to these cards. So we were able to do that. I did buy a couple of like the low end gold cards just because just to finish up the collection, really. But we didn't buy any diamonds or anything. Everything else we have here is what we pretty much packed just from playing. But we will collect the last of these. So we have 35. We're going to get Roki Sasaki. So with this, 88 overall card, has 88 hit per 9, 75 K per 9, 71 walk per 9, and the sinker, splitter, slider, and 4-seam fastball. And he does have outlier, I believe, on the fastball. Maybe it's the sinker. Yeah, it's his primary pitch, so it would be on the sinker, which could be pretty nasty. So we get Roki, and we'll definitely be doing a gameplay with all these guys that we have too. So next we got live series collections. Now there's a lot here. One thing that I did do was try to buy all the bronze, commons, silvers, and gold for each team. So we pretty much did that. There's a couple teams that I think we missed some cards, but either way, we'll start off with free agents. So I would buy 200 free agents. You don't have to buy the most expensive ones. You can just go buy all these common ones. I'm pretty sure these are all the ones I pack. So we're going to lock in so we can get 200 of these, and we actually will have a 10-pack bundle. I guess I locked some of these in beforehand too, but we'll get a 10-pack bundle that we can open up. And then if you didn't do any of these yet, you'll get 5 packs there and another one there. So 16 show packs and some extra stubs. Pretty much just buying the free agents, you get all your stubs back, because, with these and then the packs, this is pretty much a free collection, I would say, collecting 200 of these. But I would start off with the free agents. With Orioles, I'll show you guys where we're at. Again, we're pretty much just missing the diamonds for most teams. But the diamonds you'll see are like, the diamonds that I have are the only diamonds I've packed. I haven't bought any diamonds. So we'll collect what we have. We'll take the extra subs here. We'll get to pretty much 30 for each team. But we did finish up the Red Sox. And this isn't, we're not even getting a diamond for this one, but we get Enrique Hernandez, Is it even worth going over this card? He has good power versus lefties. That's pretty much it. So not really a good collection for that. Yankees, you know, we definitely want to, honestly, if I have the stubs, Judge might be the first like big diamond I buy. You know, if I can get up to, what is it, 215K. Garrett Cole is pretty cheap. I can pick him up right now. But if I get the stubs, we probably will just scoop up Aaron Judge and go from there. For the Rays, we did finish up this collection. So we get another card, Joey Wendell, 81 overall, pretty low. Great contact hitter though, actually. You know, that could, it won't be bad really to have a good contact hitter like that, but still, we're pretty much at the point where we already have diamonds. Now, this might be, yeah, this might be our first diamond reward. We'll get Al Leiter. We did pack Vladdy the other day, so we might as well, you know, just collect this and get Al Leiter. So he'll be a pretty good starter to have in our rotation. Has 83 hit per 9, 90 K per 9. That walk per 9 is pretty low, so his control is going to be pretty bad too. But sinker, cutter, curveball, slider, changeup, good pitch mix right there. He'll definitely be starting for us, I think. So that's our, what was that? Our first collection? Our third collection? Our third collection that we actually did. Next, we got the White Sox. So that's going to give us an 80 Eloy Jimenez card, which nothing crazy. 96 power versus righties. A lot of these are like the low end ones. Again, you know, we've packed some good diamonds, but we haven't packed a lot of diamonds for like these lower end teams. So we'll collect that. For here, we're missing Scooble, but Scooble's like 32K. I don't really want to spend 32K right now on some of these diamonds. For the Royals, you know, we're missing Bobby Witt, but we can still collect and get up to 30 and get the extra stubs for whatever. Twins, we were able to do. So Twins is going to give us an 84 Justin Morneau. Good power versus righties. Oh, wait, I was looking at the wrong card. I was like, what? I saw that speed. I was like, that's crazy. Great power versus righties at 100. And, you know, common tier defense, 33 speed. But that's Morneau for you. And another collection done. Next, we would have the Astros, which missing a couple players, but we also don't have Yordan Alvarez, but we can still lock in Altuve and the rest of those guys. Angels, obviously, we're going to be missing Mike Trout. I feel like he's always one of the last cards we end up getting. And then with the A's, Mason Miller is one of those cards that we need to get, but Liam Hendricks would be a solid guy to add to the rotation. Next, we have the Mariners. They do have 3 diamonds, so it might be a while until we get this one, but they're also not expensive diamonds either. So it really depends if we want to go after like some of these low-end diamonds to finish up some more collections, or if we want to just go after a big diamond. You know, we can go either way with that. Michael Young would be the reward. We're missing Corey Seager here, 35K card, and maybe we pack a diamond. We got 10 packs that we just got. With the Braves, you know, we're missing a few cards, but mainly the diamonds. And then next we have the Marlins. So we do get a reward right here for completing this collection. Rob Nen, not bad, I guess. You know, 87 hit per 9, 85K per 9. Got the fastball slider splitter. Could be usable, you know, maybe in higher difficulties he could be even better. Low control, you know, walk per 9's at 60, so that always affects the control a little bit. But yeah, Rob Nen is the reward. It's actually crazy. We didn't get really any diamonds. Mets, we got Juan Soto, which we're not going to lock him in, but, you know, we got Juan Soto because we packed him. So after the Mets, what do we have? We have the Phillies. Missing a few guys here. We don't got to lock that in either. Not that it really matters because we're not selling any of these cards, but still we want to lock in the 30 so we can get some extra stubs and whatnot. For the Nationals, we're going to get Gary Carter, 80 overall. Really has nothing good going for him, to be honest. Doesn't really have anything, you know, probably a card we might never use, to be honest. But there is Gary Carter. And after that, where would we be? I think the Cubs. So Cubs, we're missing Kyle Tucker. We can definitely take those extra stubs. After the Cubs, we got the Reds. Big one in Ellie. So a lot of these diamonds are kind of expensive. Even the ones that are just one diamond, which I feel like last year when we were doing collections, like when we pretty much built up our collections, we were able to do more teams at the start. But a lot of these diamonds have like one expensive player. Contreras not really that expensive. Like we definitely could have picked him up, but again, we'll kind of figure out what we want to do next. Pirates, like Paul Skeens is definitely up there in price, but we pretty much have everyone else. And after the Pirates, we got the Cardinals. Sonny Gray is also pretty cheap, you know. I think we'll try to get like the cards that are under 10K, but again, I'm not really sure because I'd rather have Aaron Judge on my team, if anything. For the Diamondbacks, we're missing Ketel Marte. And then after that, we got the Rockies. Rockies, we should have done. Yeah, we'll get a 83 DJ LeMahieu card, which has great contact versus lefties. Contact versus righties isn't bad. And then gold tier defense, 52 speed. So DJ is okay. And then after the Rockies, we have the Dodgers. So we have packed a good amount of Dodger cards. Like we've packed what, 4 diamonds from them, which they probably have the most diamonds too either way. So at some point I'm waiting to pack Freddie Freeman on Ohtani so we can finish this one up too. But we can definitely lock in. You know what? I don't even care to lock these guys in, even though we'll definitely use those. Padres, we need Tatis, which will give us Trevor Hoffman, but Tatis definitely up there in price. But we'll still take these 300. So I guess at the very minimum, what you want to do is what I'm doing here is just going ahead and picking up commons, bronze, silvers, and golds if you have the stubs. But if you're buying like those four sets, commons, bronze, silver, and gold, you're probably getting a lot of stubs back just from collecting 30 from each team too. So, you know, it's definitely worth it. And then if you also do the free agents, you're getting packs back too. Orlando Cepeda, the reward here. Great contact versus lefties, maxed out at 125, 84 contact versus righties, and no power, but it's not a terrible card. You know, if you got a high contact hitter, then they're definitely usable, especially early on too. So let's see, as far as collections go, we have completed, I guess, 10, you know, including the free agents. Not bad, but also it's mainly like the low end guys that are pretty much just gold teams or gold players and under, you know, minus the Blue Jays because we packed Vladdy. So at the very minimum, I would say this is what you should have done right now, minus the Blue Jays, unless you packed Vladdy like I did. But, you know, whatever you packed, and then these basic teams right here, you should have these done, I would say, by now. Now, like I said, with the rest of the teams, we'll pick at them slowly. And then maybe try to get some of these collection rewards. So, you know, we also could focus at a division at a time if we really wanted to. The one we're most likely to do next, I would probably say, is the AL East. Yeah, like if we get Judge, then it would make sense to do the AL East. But do I really care to get Darren O'Day? Like a bullpen arm isn't really going to help us that much, but it's still pretty good to have. But all these other cards are good too. So again, slowly we will pick at these cards and then go on from there. But still, we were able to finish up a few collections, and then we did get Roki and De Vries. So we still got 2 diamonds and finished up some other collections too. Now, let's just open up our packs really quick since we got that 10-pack bundle. We also got that silver player pack. So see anything good? Silver right there. We get Max Scherzer. I don't really expect to pack anything in 10 packs. You know, normally when we do pack openings, we pretty much save like up to 40, 50. But we'll open up these 10 and something good happens. You know, that would definitely be an extra plus for today. But still, you know, we're pretty much doing these just to fill up the collections. Now, next thing for us, obviously ranked seasons. And then I think there is some conquest boards we definitely can do for some extra packs, which we might have to do just because we are trying to get as many stuff as we can get. And obviously doing conquest helps with packs, you know, and we're trying to get packs to hopefully get better odds to pack some diamonds. But let's open up these last 30 really quick, and then I'll go over the market. Why am I keep getting these stuff? Baskin for 1K, we'll definitely take that. I still have some other players to sell too. So what are we at? 153K. I probably have like 165 to 170k, I would say, after I sell off some duplicates, maybe 162. I don't know. But really quick, just for market purposing, reasoning, and stuff like that, we'll look at live series cards, just a random page. When we're buying cards, you know, never buy the buy now price. I think that probably should have been the first thing I mentioned. But for like a player like Freddie Peralta, for example, you know, you want to list or you want to buy at 420. Just put one stub over what the actual price is, and then obviously when you're selling, you would sell at 474. You know, that's the way to approach the market. Don't go like 5-10 over, because you want to kind of penny pinch with your stubs, especially early on. If you have a lot of stubs and you don't care, then do whatever. But you know, like for someone trying to finish up collections, buying at 475 and then doing that with every single card in the game, you're probably losing so much more stubs than if you were just a penny pinch and go one over at like 419. So when you're buying players, make sure to do one over the sell now price. So you would buy at 420, you know, or you would put an order in at 420. So that's kind of how to approach that. I don't have anything active. Completed orders is pretty much just me buying a lot of these cards at, you know, the minimum price that I could buy, like I just mentioned. That's pretty much it. Nothing else to really go over. Main thing today was collections, and we got pretty much a third of it done, you know. So the rest of it is going to be a lot more stubs. I'm going to have to tally it up just to see how much more we actually need. But once we get like 250k stubs, we'll probably get like Aaron Judge and maybe finish up like the Orioles if we can, and then we'll have Darren O'Day and whatnot, and then we'll just play the game, get packs, and see if we get anything else that's gonna help us with collections. So let me get an update of where you guys are with collections, you know, what your progress is looking like. And as always, if you guys packed anything good, let me know. And until the next one, thank you guys for watching, and I'm out.